Hi, this is Maria Clark and welcome to my studio. Today's project is a Collage mini messenger bag. I hope you enjoy. I have a zippered bag that I found at the dollar store, and it has a pretty nice design on it, but it's a little bit bright. So I'm going to take some gesso and some burnt umber acrylic paint, and I'm going to apply it to the base. I would normally apply white gesso, but I actually want this background to show through, so I'm just going to make a light beige color here and I'll apply it. You'll also notice that I've already taped off the zipper and the strap, and that's because I want to have a really crisp black contrast there. So I've applied the gesso and I'm just knocking it back a little bit, taking a little excess off with my baby wipe, and I've got a stencil and some gold acrylic paint, and I'm applying it with a makeup sponge. And I'll just use that stencil and place a few of the designs randomly across the bag. Now that I have the gold stencil applied, I'm taking some of this printed tissue paper and some Mod Podge fabric, and I'm taking that and brushing it on, using it as a glue and also a sealer. So I'll just apply a thin coat of the Mod Podge fabric and apply my tissue paper and just collage that on. I like this particular tissue paper. It's actually gift wrapping, and it's a little slightly heavier than what you think of as a traditional weight for tissue paper, so it's a little bit thicker, and I kind of like that. But a regular weight tissue paper would have worked just as well. And this one has a print on it, so I kind of like that. So we'll just apply that Mod Podge in thin coats, making sure that I really have each of the edges really down well, and I sometimes use my finger just to make sure that those edges are down. When I did my experimental piece, if I had any of the edges that weren't secure and glued to the piece, I was able to peel it up. So I'm really taking care to make sure that all of those edges are really well glued. Here's a little scrapbook paper cutout of a bird with some flowers that I really liked, and it's sort of similar coloring to the background. And again, just collaging that on. Making sure that's all really well adhered. What's nice about the Mod Podge is it does act as a sealer as well, so it is a glue and a sealer in one. Just use a little heat gun to make sure it's really dry, and it's important that each of these pieces dry, each of these steps dry before you move on to the next one. Now I've got some more scrapbook cutouts. These are little butterflies, and I've already glued them on and they're dry, and I'm using my Pitt big marker to put a little shading around the outside of the butterflies. Pretty typical collage and journaling techniques. but I like that it gives it a little bit of shadow and highlight. So I'll do that around each one of the butterflies. You'll also notice that I just tore out some other pieces of the scrapbook paper that had some flowers on, and I've just collaged them on in the same way, and gives a little extra interest. Now I'm going to use the Studio Leather glitter paint, and this is really a clear medium with glitter in it, so it'll dry clear, and I'm just taking that and using my fingers to rub that all around the piece, and it will give it a really nice shimmer with the glitter. It's a very fine glitter. I think you can see it there. So I've applied that to both the front and the back sides. What I like about this, and I think it's because I'm using the Mod Podge fabric, is that it's very flexible. You could see I could wrinkle it up and not crack. I'll just peel off all that tape, and it was really worth it to tape the zipper and the strap, because now I have a really clear, crisp black, and it's a really nice contrast for the piece overall. So I'll strip all that off. And there you have the final piece. And it's a cute little messenger bag, and you can use this for all kinds of things. A gift bag, I keep my tools in it. You can keep, you can use it as a purse or a cell phone carrier. There's lots of uses for this. It's also a good project for kids because the tools are really basic and pretty easy to come by. So I think that it would be a fun project for them to use as well. Well, there's the finished piece. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed the process of making it for you, and it's a really handy piece of wearable art. So use your art journaling skills and put them to good use for this little mini messenger bag. I hope you enjoyed this project. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. Check out any of my other jewelry making tutorials. Thanks for joining me in my studio. Take care.